I've got a continental United States map set up with every NFL team claiming their own territory, and today they'll be battling it out to see who can take control of the entire United States. It's just like the classic board game Risk. I know this is basically a mode in MLB The Show Diamond Dynasty as well, but I saw Bordeaux do this. His link is going to be down in the description with college football teams. It was a great video, and in that video he shouted out Dean's World, who I thought was just a commenter, but has made some awesome videos I've checked out on NFL Imperialism, as he calls it. They're great videos. I'm going to link them down below. I highly recommend checking it out, but I thought this would be so much fun, so I wanted to do my own twist on it, my own take, and really let these teams battle it out and see what happens. And so how exactly is this going to work? Well, I have an NFL spin the wheel team. We're going to go ahead and spin it. It will choose a team, and then we're going to go ahead and decide what team will go in what direction via another wheel. So in this case, we got the Carolina Panthers. So we'd find the Carolina Panthers on the map. We'd get ready to go. And the Panthers are an interesting team because, as you can see, they have no one to the north or south of them. We will have to be a little bit subjective here with some of these because how do you define like northeast versus north versus northwest? Yes, we can tell the direction, but in the case of a team like the Jaguars here, who I've decided to give the north of Florida, of course, as Jacksonville is right around where their logo is. If you go north, that's the Atlanta Falcons, but if you go on the panhandle of Florida, it's also just the state of Alabama. So occasionally we'll have to make some tough decisions you might disagree with. That's okay. Then we'll take whatever teams we end up getting and put them head to head in Madden 23, see who wins the game. So if we were to draw west, yeah, it would make sense. They could easily just go and play the Titans. But as you can see, to the north in Virginia, there's no team that plays in Virginia. So that is a blank space. They could just expand to Virginia for free. And when a team expands to a new area, a couple of things will happen. If they play another team and win, let's say the Panthers would go play the Titans, they will steal that player's highest rated player following a win. So if the Panthers beat the Titans, they'd get a pretty big upgrade at running back with Christian McCaffrey now being on the Niners, as they would steal Derrick Henry and he would become their new starting running back. And that, of course, will last the duration of the tournament. But what if they expand north to Virginia and claim unclaimed territory? Should they get some kind of bonus for expanding their territory? Yes. And so for every new piece of territory that a team claims, I'm going to boost their quarterbacks overall by 2 overall points. For some teams, that's going to mean a 99 overall quarterback before long. For other teams like the Panthers, it might mean that you could be a little bit better. The reason I've decided to choose quarterback is because it's probably the most impactful position in simulation. So we want to have, a big time bonus for acquiring new land. So again, big shout out to Bordeaux and Dean's World. Their links are going to be down below. And let's go ahead and get our first team here via the spin the wheel of NFL teams. Teams will be eliminated, of course, once they're eliminated from the game. And the first team we're going to land on is the New York Jets. So the Jets are a really interesting team. I've given them the southern part of New Jersey. Of course, I've just split up the state. The Jets and the Giants are the only two teams that play in New Jersey. They share a stadium, MetLife, in East Rutherford, New Jersey, not too far from my hometown. And if we were to go south, they would get Delaware for free. And I guess Zach Wilson would be upgraded. If they were to go north, they would have to go ahead and fight the Giants. And if they were to go west, they'd have a tough task going to play the Philadelphia Eagles at the Link. Let's go ahead and see a direction, see where the Jets are going next. Northwest is the direction. I think it's pretty abundantly clear that that would be playing the Philadelphia Eagles. Let's go ahead and take this to Madden 23, see who comes out on top. Eagles will get the football first, and we'll see what happens. So we'll jump ahead here. Jets actually on the board first. Eagles quickly tie things up at 7 and then take the lead 14-7. If it gets close, we're going to jump into these games and see it in live speed at the end. The Jets are staying in this game, but Philly's going to be a really tough offense to stop. Although the Jets are playing very, very well. 31-31, now 38-31 as we head into the fourth quarter. This is still anybody's game, 38-38. Eagles take the lead 45-38. And I think we'll see one big drive here and see what the Jets are capable of. Mike White is their starting quarterback. Can he lead the Jets to at least a tie? He's got 3 touchdowns, although only is 11 for 27 for 196 yards. Big 3rd down and 8. 4 down territory, so the game's not on the line. They're going to work off play action. White sitting in the pocket, throws sideline. Catch is made by Corey Davis. Big 1st down for Mike White and the Jets. Davis, good sideline awareness there, getting the feet down. But what a ball from Mike White, playing over Zach Wilson. And this could be enough to tie up the game. They're in striking range. 2nd and 10 from the 15. White will throw to an open receiver. Is that Tyler Conklin? believe it is. Going to be just shy of the first down, 3rd and 2. Big 3rd down, but of course it is 4th down territory for the Jets, so they're going to be going for it no matter what if they don't convert. White out of the gun, under pressure, and he's sacked. Huge play for Philadelphia. 3.5 sacks for Hassan Reddick on the game, and it all comes down to this. Jets not opting to use a timeout. White on 4th and 12, has time, throwing, end zone, incomplete, and the New York Jets will just fall short and lose here at Philadelphia, and the Eagles are going to be claiming part of that South Jersey. And to be honest, the Eagles pretty much have South Jersey already. There's so much of the Eagles fan base that has trickled into that area since Philadelphia is just over the New Jersey border. But Philly getting a boost here. So it's one thing to hear about it, it's another to see it in action. The Jets are officially eliminated. And the jet screen is going to turn a slightly different shade here as Philly has claimed the southern region. I also want to point out how janky this map is. I downloaded it from Google. I thought everything was fine. I was editing it. I was filling in all these different teams. This is the map I got. So bizarre. Like, New Jersey is not even New Jersey. It's like if Long Island just stretched out across and claimed the top part of the state. And then Vermont and New Hampshire are not even two different states in this. It's just one big chunk for Hampshire. What's going on? And it's a good map other than that. It's this northeast region is just so bizarre. Like, they even got the Upper Peninsula part of Michigan here. I'm a bit of a geography nerd if you guys have seen my GeoGuessr videos. But, like, what's going on here in this north part? I mean, like, Maryland's looking pretty wonky, but New Jersey is not even a state on here. It's just Long Island, and then I still don't get what's happening up here with Hampshire and New Mont. They just forgot to draw a border. Guess no one can differentiate those two anyway. So that was a weird issue I had to fix. I will say, though, Howie Roseman is absolutely going to love this. Getting Quinnen Williams for nothing, trading Milton Williams. Kind of an upgrade there. We know Howie Roseman loves his interior defensive lineman. A pretty big upgrade for Philadelphia. And it's crazy, we almost saw them get eliminated. The Jets were playing so well through that entire game. And now Jalen Hurts gets a +2 upgrade on top of that. So Hurts up to an 87. The rich get richer. The Eagles were already going to be a favorite to win this thing anyway. The Jets are officially out, and we spin the wheel again. Now, there's a lot of unclaimed territory. Like, a not-so-great team could get a lot better. The Buccaneers are not one of them. They are surrounded by the Jags to the north and the Miami Dolphins to the south. Let's see if Tom Brady can make one last hurrah here, eliminated from the playoffs in real life. We'll see what he can do in this tournament. The direction they'll be forced to go, if it's anything north, it's going to be the Jags. If it's anything south, it was going to be the Dolphins. Northeast, they're going to play the Jags. Jags took the lead first with a field goal, but the Bucs answered with a touchdown of their own, and they take a field goal to make it a touchdown game. Jags still in this, though. It's a fairly low-scoring game. Only field goals from Jacksonville so far as we approach the fourth quarter, and it is a 1-point game, and the Jags take the lead 12-10. Oh my goodness, though. A Ryan Suckup field goal is good, and with under 50 seconds to play, the Jags will get the football and have a chance to win it. Trevor Lawrence looking like the comeback kid in real life, pulling off an improbable victory over the Chargers despite going down huge early. 2 turnovers for Jacksonville. I mean, it's looking kind of similar, although this game is much low scoring. But they don't even need a touchdown here. Just need to find field goal range. Travis Etienne, former Clemson teammate of Trevor Lawrence, was hit there on the quick pass. Lawrence will once again find Etienne, I think a little bit short of the first down. The Jags have no timeouts. It's 4th and 1. There's only 4 seconds left in the game. Oh, it's over. They're going to need a miracle. And it's a check down to Etienne. The Jags are eliminated. It's over. And Tom Brady stays alive. And not only does Tom Brady stay alive, he actually gets a boost up to a 92 overall. And the Bucs steal Brandon Sheriff. Not sure if that's the player they'd want the most from the Jags, but it's the one they're getting. Bucs eliminated. Jacksonville moving on down. Okay, so he probably just watched me eliminate the Bucs on the map and not the Jags. I just realized, I'm like, what am I doing? So this is just after that happened, so we didn't actually miss too much. I figured it out pretty quickly, so I recognize the mistake, but I'm still going to show it in the video. We eliminate the Jags, and we move on. Who is our next team? It is the Buffalo Bills. Now, they're in a really interesting geographical location. This could be huge for the Bills if they get anything to the east or the north, really. There are a couple of ways I could do this, because to the east, you do have the Patriots, but you also have Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine, Connecticut. They're not really on Rhode Island, but we'll see how we play this. I think if they go directly east, we're going to see them versus the Patriots. If they go northeast or, southeast, they're going to fill one of these open states. See what it is. Direction is northeast. The Bills going to get that much better. We'll go up here. Oh, that's not good. Go over here, give the Bills... Nope, that did it again. Give the Bills Vermont. Go ahead and eliminate that border. And we got to give Josh Allen a +2 like he needs it. Already a 94 overall, dude. Unbelievable. Now he's a 96. The Bills are going to be another tough one to beat. I'm really excited to see the Bills and the Eagles go head-to-head. We might not be far away from that. All right, Bills territory expands. Nobody eliminated just yet, though. And we're going to go ahead and deal with the formerly Oakland Raiders. No, it's going to say Seattle Seahawks. When is this wheel from? Oakland Raiders. Where's the Dallas Texans on here? AFL? All right, it's probably not that old. Seattle Seahawks, though. Okay. Seahawks in a great spot. Not touching anybody. They are guaranteed a +2 no matter what to their quarterback. And Gino already had a great year. He might be a decent overall in Madden. Can't do anything to the north, really, so we'll spin again until we get something that makes sense. And southeast, okay. Southeast feels like pretty clearly Idaho, so Seahawks can go ahead and claim that. Now, I'm almost positive at some point in this video, I'm going to go ahead and go brain dead and mix up east versus west. You're going to have to forgive me, but east is this way on the map, and west is the other way. There will be a mistake at some point, surely. I do it every so often in GeoGuessr, but I hope it doesn't happen here. If you're interested in GeoGuessr, by the way, third channel, link down below. Post a lot of that. I'm decent. Also, what a ridiculous state outline, by the way. Although, it kind of looks like the way Michigan looks, just if the Upper Peninsula was just more connected. It's kind of bizarre. All right, Gino's only an 80. So this boost could be really, really helpful. The Seahawks are in a really good position here. Gino up to an 82. Okay, next team. What do we have? We have... Is this going to be the Saints? It is. Going down to the boot. See what's going down in Louisiana. Saints really hoping for anything but West here. Now, yes, the Texans does feel kind of like a win anyway. This would be a lot of land to get. But, I mean, you got Arkansas here. You got Mississippi. They could go ahead and take some of these for free if they get anything to the north or the east. Their direction is going to be south. I don't think we can do anything there unless we want to expand into the Gulf. Probably going to have to respin. Although, even if there was like a teensiest bit of Mississippi somewhere under Louisiana, we might have counted it. But, like, I don't know. This spot right here, I feel like, is not quite enough for me to go south. Oh, Northwest. Northwest is interesting. I think you'd have to say Northwest is Texas here, and they're going to go play the Texans. Again, this is going to be slightly subjective. You could say part of Northwest maybe is Arkansas, but I think a lot more of it is Texas. Saints are an 80 overall. The Texans, as you cannot see, are a 73. It's not out of the realm of possibility that we could see an upset. And the Texans are on the board first, 7-0. The Saints should be able to win this game. They're going to tie things up and take the lead before half. And they're kind of blowing away the Texans at this point. Texans going to need a big second half, down 28-10. And I don't really think they're going to be doing anything more. Although, it's a little bit close now. But that is the final, 28-17. Texans really needed a score and then to get really lucky. Davis Mills throws for over 300. But Andy Dalton defeats the Texans. The Saints get a lot of land. Upgrade for Andy Dalton. And who even is going to be the highest rated player on the Texans? Brandon Cooks, maybe? We're going to find out. Laramie Tunsil. Laramie Tunsil should be. Texans are eliminated. Saints rocking the westward expansion. I've done it again. And this is a lot of land. I wish, if I do this again, I might have land mass actually matter. But that might be a little bit complicated. Look at all this free real estate. So much space here for the Saints. The boot is now becoming like a leg? I don't know. I don't know what shape this is. It looks like a bill almost. Like a bison. Bison. I don't know. It's something. Andy Dalton. Imagine if he makes some type of a hero run in this. He could. Laramie Tunsil is the highest rated player. The Texans by a lot. Should have been an all-pro first-team player this year. Kind of got a little bit of the shaft. And the Saints are going to be really thankful about this as, of course, they no longer have their former all-pro in their own right. Arkansas Pine Bluffs, and now the Dolphins, Teron Armstead. So Laramie Tunsil is a huge upgrade for the Saints. What is a shocking move to no one? Texans are eliminated. It actually said Houston, Texas on the map. This is... No one took any care in creating this clearly. And surely I didn't go ahead and make sure everything was right. Green Bay Packers are up next. This could be interesting. There's potential here. We're going to see a battle, I think. Direction the Packers will be moving is northeast. That means they're headed to the Upper Peninsula of Michigan here, which means they're playing the Detroit Lions. This game could be pretty close. Lions have dome field advantage. I want to use that one. And these are two teams that kind of had late season surges, and the Lions knocked the Packers out of the playoffs, essentially. All the Packers needed to do was win, that one home game, and they couldn't do it to finish the season. Lions, just too much heart. See what happens when they rematch here in this tourney. Is that Dan Campbell? I don't know about that. We got to get Dan Campbell scanned into the game. It is tied here early, 7-7. 14-7 now Detroit, but the Packers staying right in it, tying things up at 14 and actually taking the lead right as we approach the third quarter here, 24-17. Now extending this lead a little bit, 27-17. Lions not out of it, need a defensive stop. They didn't get it. 30-20, I fear, will be your final score. And it is. The Packers, I think, is this the first team we've seen? No, second team we've seen, right? Go into the home field and win. Yeah, because we just saw it with the Saints going into the Houston Texans stadium. Is it not called Reliant? It's called NRG. I live in the city. I probably should remember that. But the Packers with a big eastward expansion, going into enemy territory and taking a whole lot of land. The Lions are officially, where is their logo? Eliminated. Cheesehead's all about manifest destiny here. Goodbye, Lions. Now, these upgrades could get Aaron Rodgers back to MVP form, and who knows what the Packers can do. They could be a team to beat. And the Packers get Frank Ragnow. Kind of a nice upgrade for them at center. Huge one. And we can't trade Jake Hansen, so it's going to have to be Josh Myers instead. The actual starting center, but he wouldn't start anymore anyway because they just stole Frank Ragnow. So Josh Myers headed to Detroit, and Frank Ragnow is a Packer. Next team up is going to be the LA Rams. Just like in the situation with the Bucks earlier, the Rams are going to be surrounded by multiple teams. You have the Niners to the north, you have the Chargers to the south on the map. Of course, they play in the same city, share the same stadium as the Rams, the Chargers do. So, we've given the Chargers southern part just because they used to be San Diego. I feel like it kind of made more sense. But we are pretty much guaranteed to see them take on a team here. They're moving to the southeast. That is going to be a team. And I can understand thinking that to the southeast you might have the Raiders here. I think we're going to go ahead and count that as the Chargers. I think that makes the most sense. So we're seeing the Battle of SoFi, Rams, Chargers coming up next. Chargers do get home field advantage, though. And yeah, maybe home field advantage means something in Madden. It doesn't really mean a whole lot in real life with these two teams. But you got to admit, SoFi is an amazing looking stadium here. A modern marvel. And let's see who comes out on top. Chargers out to an early, now 10-0 lead. Rams still looking to find it. And I don't know if they will. Chargers defense holding up pretty strong here. It looks like they're going to defend their home turf pretty well, 17-3. Rams have made it a touchdown game, though, but the Chargers not taking their foot off the gas pedal. That is the ball game. The Rams are eliminated. The Chargers are moving on. And moving on up like the Jeffersons, Rams eliminated. Chargers taking all of this area here. Oh, my goodness. All this area here as they expand throughout Southern California and are starting to touch this northern area that we've given to the Niners. I think this is actually where the Niners play in real life, but don't worry about that. They've taken Santa Clara. Jay Herbo going to move up to a 91 overall. This is not going to be a bad upgrade for the Chargers. They get one of the best players at this point in NFL history. Aaron Donald is the newest Charger. Justin Herbert also was moved up to a 91 overall. So again, some of these best quarterbacks are only going to benefit even more. Chargers getting kind of a big upgrade here. Only one of the best players in NFL history at this point. Aaron Donald, trading teams, trading locker rooms, and making this Chargers team a lot scarier. Here we go. Atlanta Falcons. Haven't seen them yet. Thought we might get the Eagles again. The Falcons in Georgia have an interesting position. They're next to a lot of states. And the direction we are moving is southwest. And I think we can probably agree that southwest here is to this part of northern and now central Florida. It's going to be Falcons Bucks. Tom Brady's reign here could be coming to an end. We'll have to see. Falcons are going into enemy territory. Won't be easy. They're not anything special. I think we know that. Anytime that potential for elimination is there, you got to talk about it. Falcons are actually out to an early lead here. 14-0 over the Bucks. 17-0. Tom Brady needs to find a way to get back in this because right now they're not performing that well. But now it's only a 3-point game. They are fighting back hard as ever. A touchdown gives them the lead. It's 20-14 still. Bucks can't quite find it. It's now 28-14. Bucks are going to essentially need a miracle here. They can't find the end zone, and they can't beat the Falcons. The Bucks are out of it. The Falcons taking over a lot of territory. And I should also mention, even though this spot used to be 2 states, the Falcons are not going to get a +4 overall to their starting quarterback now. I think it's going to be Desmond Ridder, although Mariota could be rated higher. I'm not sure. But they're only going to get the +2 for 1 spot. But the Bucks are done. The Falcons are moving in. With my mistake earlier, I wrongfully eliminated the Bucks, and they're just out anyway. Falcons moving into this now very interestingly shaped state. Not going to say too much about it, except it looks like a penis. Is it though? Maybe if yours looks like that, you got to get checked out. I'm not sure. Falcons getting a little bit unlucky here. Ridder is going to be their starter. He's going to move up to a 71. But they're getting a little bit unlucky in the fact that they don't get to add Tom Brady. That would have been really nice for them. But Tristan Wirfs is going to be the one. I mean, still obviously a really nice upgrade for them, but just think what Tom Brady would have been able to do at like a 90 overall. Although, Falcons did just beat the Bucks pretty easily, so maybe not. Ridder is up to a 71, and they do get a little bit unlucky. They add Tristan Wirfs instead of Tom Brady. Yeah, it's still a big upgrade over Caleb McGarry, but the upgrade from a 75 overall right tackle to a tackle in the low 90s is, I think, not as significant as getting Desmond Ridder up to a 71, as opposed to just adding Tom Brady. However, we just saw what Tom Brady did, and it wasn't a whole lot against the Falcons, so maybe this is actually for the best. Slowly but surely eliminating some of the teams here, and the Denver Broncos are up next. Another team that's pretty far away from a lot of other teams. So the Broncos nearly guaranteed to be successful here. Their direction pretty much won't even matter at all. It's going to go ahead and be southeast. Okay, interesting wrinkle that I forgot about. Even though the Chiefs, even though they play in Missouri, which is this one over here, because Kansas City is half Missouri, half Kansas, I decided to give them Kansas like they needed another benefit, but I gave them Kansas as well. So to the east, they actually could have played the Chiefs, but I think to the southeast is this panhandle part of Oklahoma. So I'm just going to give the Broncos Oklahoma. That might be slightly controversial somehow, but this is what Southeast is to Denver, Colorado. So they get Oklahoma. And another very odd border exists. Although this is going to be really good for Russell Wilson. He's down to a 76 overall because he sucks so bad. But boosting him up by 2 could help out a little bit. Next team up, let's see if we have another game. Ooh, it's going to be the Kansas City Chiefs, team we were just talking about. Let's see if they're going to go west or south even to play the Broncos. They could. In fact, I would say it's almost likely. You get at least pretty much a 50% chance here. Although it's not going to happen. They're going north. And what do we want to say north is? Because I gave them Kansas. Again, hate me if you want on that one, but I felt like it made sense for them. I'm going to go ahead and give them Nebraska. I know it's going to be slightly controversial that I didn't do it for any other team, but I gave them 2 states. But it doesn't actually really change anything. Like, they're still the same exact, team with the same benefits. I just gave them more landmass to start, but it didn't actually impact overalls or anything, just who they end up playing. In fact, if anything, it actually may have made things harder for the Chiefs because they don't have an easy space to expand into. They already got it to start, so about that. But Mahomes is going to get a +2 as a result. Now, I wonder, is Patrick Mahomes already a 99 overall? If he's not, he should be. And if he isn't, he's close. He's a 98. Dude, he's the best quarterback in the NFL. Like, come on. He's now maxed to a 99. And for these quarterbacks that get up to a 99 overall, I'm still going to be boosting some of their ratings to about what +2 would be. So a 99 will now shoot for 101 next, or 102 since he should be up to a 100 overall since he was a 98. Let's see another game. Let's see another elimination. Cleveland Browns. I think we're going to see one here. They can't really do much to the north. They're on the lake there. But to the south, immediately, you have the Cincinnati Bengals. To the east, you're going to have Pittsburgh. And to the west, it might be playing the Colts. Still might be the Bengals. Let's check the map. Ooh, interesting. That's right. Now, you do have the lake, obviously, which you can't really see here, but you do have the lake to the north, but you also have what is now Green Bay Packer territory as they defeated the Lions. So north is going to be the Packers, south and west, since I split it in half diagonally, it will be the Bengals. Interesting. Although, if they get south, just regular south or southeast, I think I'll just give them West Virginia. So this wheel spin is going to matter a lot. The direction they get is east. Not what they wanted, probably. It's not like their matchup is impossible or anything with the Steelers, but it's not a free space like I would have given them with South or Southeast. Good looking stadium. Formerly Heinz Field, now Acrisure. Man, does that sound terrible. But it's a great looking stadium. I believe it's on the Allegheny River, just like PNC Park, which is a great baseball stadium of the Pirates, even if the team isn't so good. And we'll see what happens in this one. Browns trying to win on the road here at Pittsburgh, and they are up early. But now it's tied 10-10. Very close game here. 22-17. Oh my goodness. Kenny Pickett will have 3rd and 13. Game pretty much on the line here. 1:33 to play. They're still in this game, obviously. A touchdown gives them the lead regardless of the extra point. It would be 17-23, right? But still some time left. They are backed up pretty far. Steelers going to need a huge drive here and not a ton of time to do it. We'll see if Kenny Pickett has ice in his veins. He's going deep and firing incomplete with 3 timeouts. The best course of action may be to punt here on 4th and 13, but they are going for it. That's really trusting your defense. I understand going for it as well with only a minute and 29 to go. In fact, I probably would go for it as well. Kenny Pickett just checks down. Najee Harris can't do it. It's game over, pretty much. That is the game. 22-17. Steelers can't get it done. Boom. Steelers are eliminated. Brownies moving on in, and let's go ahead and get rid of this border as the Browns are finally getting a little bit of breathing room here away from the Cincinnati Bengals. Good little expansion for them. Where are the Brownies going to take here? I mean, they're a team that really is not that far away. A bunch of really, really good players. We know they're a pretty good Madden simulation team. I think it's probably going to be TJ Watt, and it is. Minka and Cam Hayward are close, but TJ Watt teaming up with Myles Garrett, that is a ferocious pairing. Them Jermaine Carter, TJ Watt to the Browns. Oh my. Ooh, is that the Bengals again? No, it's going to be just the 49ers by a hair. All right, could see the Battle of California finally coming to an end. 49ers are attacking to the southeast. We're not going to see it, I don't think. Unless, I don't think we're going to count that. Like, it's close, right? To the southeast, you could certainly call that Chargers. I was going to do it with the Raiders, though. I don't know. I feel like that's a wishy-washy one. Which one do you choose here? Because, I mean, realistically, to the southeast is right along this line. I don't know. Tell you what, let's spin it again, and let's make a decision based off that. Just straight south? All right. For those that wanted us to play the Chargers as the Niners, it's happening. I don't hate it either way. I just think it was super dicey. The Niners are a very, very highly rated team in the game, 90 overall. But the Chargers at an 84 are no slouch either. Yeah, Brock Purdy is the 49ers starting quarterback. He could certainly use some upgrade points, and he might be getting them. They're already up 10-0, but the Chargers not out of it yet, and they're going to tie things up at 10 here in the second half, and then take the lead 17-10, 17 unanswered for the Chargers. Into the fourth quarter, it's now 24 unanswered, and 31-17 could end up being your final score. Niners going to need a miracle, and they won't get one. Touchdown as time expires, but the Chargers are moving on up, taking out the Niners, getting a big boost to Justin Herbert. Go to the map here. Knock out the 49ers. Chargers moving into that space. I've done it again. Not a bad result. You know, maybe a bit of an underdog. Did have home field advantage, if you want to count that. But now, The Chargers have all of California. Pretty good. You know, I think the Chargers having Aaron Donald might have helped out a little bit in that game. And the 49ers, who no longer exist at this point, are going to have to part ways with their 99 overall left tackle. And the Chargers this year actually could use him. Not that they couldn't already. He's a big upgrade. But Rashawn Slater is awesome, but injured. So he's a big upgrade over Jamari Salyer, who has actually played really well in real life, given expectations. But yeah, Trent Williams, I think they'll take that. Kind of shocking to see the 49ers go out of it so early, but that's just kind of the way she goes, as we're going to go ahead and get to the Kansas City Chiefs. I noticed the Washington team has an old name. Fix that. Chiefs in a pretty good spot, though. To the north, free space. To the northwest, free space. To the northeast, free space. To the southeast, I think we can count that as free space. The only way they're going to play somebody is to the west, south, or southwest. See how lucky they're going to get. They're going to the northwest. They're going to move into that free space. Wyoming, now Chiefs territory. They probably had some fans there already, I think. Maybe a predominantly Broncos town. Cheyenne is, or the state of Wyoming, I don't know. Gonna go ahead and conquer Cheyenne here. Take Wyoming. The Chiefs have probably the most total landmass of any team at this point. I don't even think that's probable. I think that's definite. It is a large amount. I'd say maybe the Chargers are second, and then the Seahawks, then Saints. I mean, the Falcons have a bit of space too, but pretty vertical. Roll all the way down to get to it. Let's see another game here. Ooh, Chicago Bears. We probably will. Their direction could be very, very interesting. Gonna be southeast, because depending on which direction, they could have had a pretty easy matchup or a really difficult one. But the really easy one is actually just gonna be Kentucky. Bears now have Kentucky. They could have had the Chiefs really hard, Packers pretty hard, Colts really easy. Instead, they get the easiest. They get, a +2 upgrade to Justin Fields. Don't even have to play anyone. Border changes. Starting to look like just a big-ass L. And Justin Fields goes up to a 78. He could really, really benefit. If the Bears get an east or a northeast, check this out. It'd be another +2. And then if they get lucky again, it'd be another +2. But with the weird shape that they have now, you start to wonder, okay, what does east mean? Is east the Colts? Is east West Virginia? Is it Virginia? Is east somehow Cincinnati? I don't know. Definitely have some interesting decisions to make depending on what happens here. But it won't be happening now. The Las Vegas Raiders. Will I change it to Oakland? Yeah, you know what? Let's do it. You just gotta love how not color coordinated at all this thing is. The Raiders' direction will be to the southwest. Well, we're getting a division game here. Raiders-Chargers. It's up next. I'll be honest. I know they're both 81 overall. I feel like the Raiders are huge underdogs in this game. Maybe we'll see differently. Is this like the third or fourth Chargers home game we've seen so far, by the way? Why do they keep getting home field advantage? It's crazy. I guess perfect positioning. Perfect position on the map. They are up 7-0 over the Raiders. And a Chargers win here would be pretty huge. They would steal their second 99 overall player if they can beat the Raiders here in Devontae Adams. So this would be a really, really big win for them, but they're just not putting up very many points. The Raiders up 17-10. We are going to need to see a big Justin Herbert drive in order to put the Chargers back in this game. Touchdown ties it with the extra point, of course, but it's not guaranteed. Also, Chargers taking their sweet time. The clock is running. Is no one noticing this? I don't think the play clock was moving, but the game clock certainly was. Herbert drops back to throw, will try and stretch the field. Throws incomplete, nearly intercepted for Josh Palmer. 2nd and 10, I guess we'll switch sides of the field here, as Herbert will once again drop back to throw. Has time, finds Gerald Everett, who stops short, and they'll call their first timeout. They doing the mannequin challenge? What's happening on the field right now? This game is so broken, is what's happening. It is super buggy at times. Here's 3rd and 2, though. Gonna go play action. Quick throw up the seam. Keenan Allen makes a man miss and breaks another tackle. Allen still juking in the open field inside the 10. Chargers with a huge play. 1st and goal from the 7. 31 seconds to play. Chargers only one timeout. Not sure it'll matter much. Herbert throws quickly, fires to the end zone for a touchdown. Mike Williams will help the Chargers tie things up at 17 apiece. And we'll see if the Raiders have a lucky drive in them. Don't think we're going to see it. And we're going to overtime. Now, it's important to note, this is not playoff rules. So if the Raiders in overtime with the football just manage to score, the Raiders are going to win the game with the touchdown. You end up seeing more Derek Carr Raiders action despite probably never seeing that again. He'll throw deep down the field there and incomplete for Hunter Renfrow. It'll be a really interesting decision to see what the Raiders do if they come up short here. In real life, they might go for it if they get a couple yards. Derek Carr misfires for Davante Adams, and I think they're going to punt here. Yeah, they are going to punt from the 42-yard line, 17-17, but you were giving Justin Herbert a chance to end the game. Now, we've seen it not happen before in real life, but, oh man, the Chargers are going to need a lot of yards here. Field goal ends it, though. Oh, my goodness. Herbert off his back foot finds Mike Williams near the 50. I thought that was for sure going to be at least an incompletion, if not an interception. But finds an open receiver, and the Chargers are nearing field goal range, probably about 10 or 15 yards away. Check down to Everett's going to help out significantly. They are into Raider territory. 2nd and 4 from the 45. Foot not off the gas pedal. Herbert to the sideline. Josh Palmer first down. Chargers got to be considering a field goal here. We might see an Austin Eckler run to set up a field goal try. Let's see if that's what we see. Jumbo package. Parham in motion. This should be a run. Eckler up the gut. Gets a few. Oh my God, Herbert just threw it to the other team. What is he doing? They had the game. Herbert just throws it to Nate Hobbs. He's blown it again. Chargers gonna charger. The Raiders could end up winning it. I mean, I guess the Raiders still do have Derek Carr, though, so they haven't moved the football at all. It's 3rd and 10 from the 30 still. Hunter Renfrow comes in motion. Carr's got to be looking at Davante Adams, but it looks like there's double coverage on him. He might have to go a different direction, and that direction is getting sacked. Joey Bosa for the 2nd time. We're not going to see a winner, man. What is happening? The game that refuses to end. Will we see a finish? Herbert from the gun from his own 42-yard line, leaving in Eckler and Everett to protect. Max Pro for the Chargers. Herbert down the field. It pays off to Keenan Allen. Kick the field goal, please. I beg you to stop dragging the offense out here. I beg you. And part of the reason is because I have to wait like 2 minutes in between plays. It's agony. So much of this, guys. It's so tough. I can't even do anything. I just got to watch them get ready for it. We're going to try a field goal for the win. And they're getting iced. Stop. All right. Texas legend Cameron Dicker, the kicker, for the win. Kick is up and good. The Chargers are moving on. Holy cow. Crowd's still going wild, and that's because it won't let me leave the game yet. The Raiders. Why is it? Because it's all black. Well, I guess we have a blue border now. Look how broken this game is. It says end. The game's over. They just returned a kick. Get me out of here. It's over. But the Raiders are eliminated. And I think we'll just go ahead and manually color it in, as the Chargers expand all into this area, getting a whole lot of territory here. And it looks like the Cardinals could have some competition coming up. Now, it's not the prettiest, but it's going to have to do. I fixed it up slightly. That looks pretty good. This is an art class, okay? It works. Quick update of how we're looking with the United States map here. You know, a lot of this west is getting claimed. But, I mean, there's still a lot of unclaimed states even. Justin Herbert all the way up to a 95 overall already, and is getting a big upgrade at receiver in 98 overall Davante Adams. Chargers with Aaron Donald, Trent Williams, and nearly 99 overall Davante Adams. Their top 3 players are players that weren't even on their team when we started this thing, which I guess isn't super surprising. Cincinnati Bengals are up next. Let's see who they're playing. And the Bengals' direction is to the northwest. The Bengals, it's not the Browns. It could be the Packers, right? You know, I think we're actually going to call that the Indianapolis Colts to the northwest. The Bengals, I give them only the territory up to that spot. To the northwest, I think it's Indianapolis up here. Well, Indianapolis is in the middle, but you know what I mean. I mean the Colts. Bengals have a big advantage here, but the Colts do have 3 superstar X Factors. Will Shaq Leonard play in the game? I know he's an X Factor, but he didn't really play it all this year, so I wonder if he's got the injury designation. So my mic just decided to stop being a mic, so we're getting post-com narration. I'm not going to pretend that it's going to be synced up here, but the Bengals have expanded a little bit, and then we roll the Cardinals. The direction we got was southwest, hopped into the game, and it was a close one, but unfortunately, the Cardinals just didn't have it, and the Chargers narrowly hold on by a thread to take over the state of Arizona. The Cardinals' conquest continues, and they grow substantially. DeAndre Hopkins is the newest member of the Chargers. Their receiving core grows even better. As we get to the Minnesota Vikings, their direction was northeast, which turns out is Canada. So we had to roll again. We got southeast, and that is taking on the Green Bay Packers. It was a slaughter. 35-3. Minnesota is now home to the Green Bay Packers. My apologies, Vikings fans. You've had a tough week. Northwest now. Dallas Cowboys claim New Mexico. Get a +2 overall upgrade to quarterback Dak Prescott. And then we roll the Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs are already establishing themselves as one of the largest, I would say, empires on this map. And they get a free extra space now with taking over Iowa. +2 upgrade to Patrick Mahomes. He just gets random upgrades because he's sick. And then finally, the New York Giants. And it would not be easy because we would have to go west. And I say we because I am a Giants fan. I was rooting for the upset big time. And it turns out we were looking pretty good for a while. 20-10 Giants, but the Eagles here inside 2 minutes on a Jake Elliott field goal tie things up at 20 and end up forcing overtime. Giants trying for the upset here. And based off this Saquon Barkley run to get the Giants very near to field goal range and a Graham Gano field goal, the Giants knock out the Eagles. We get a little bit of a playoff preview here of the divisional round. We'll see what happens. Hopefully that, as a Giants fan. And the Giants don't want to stay in their own lane. Take Lane Johnson from the Eagles. And then we get the Buffalo Bills. Here I go on a rant about how Buffalo, New York is not like New York at all, pretty much. And it's basically the same distance to Fort Wayne, Indiana as it is to New York City. Because I remember in my realigning the divisions video, I had Buffalo in a different group, not in with like the Giants, the Jets, the Eagles, and I think the Patriots maybe. And I'm like, Buffalo's not close to New York, or New York City, even though it's in New York. We get a little bit of an update there as the Falcons take on the Titans 20-20 deep in the fourth quarter. Ritter finds Anthony Ferkser down the sideline. Falcons would use that to go ahead and beat the Titans here and take over the state of Tennessee. They grow. Titans made a great late run, but it wasn't enough. So my mic cut out, so you might have had some narration in there for a minute. But the Falcons get Derrick Henry. Desmond Ritter gets a nice little upgrade. And if Ritter continues to develop, now with the addition of Derrick Henry, Tristan Wirfs, that offense is becoming dynamic. Will we see the Falcons again? No, it's going to be the Buffalo Bills. Thought we were going to get the Commanders for the first time. No, it is the Buffalo Bills. And their direction will be east. I think that's going to be finally the matchup against the Patriots. Yes, we could just give them Rhode Island or New Hampshire here, but directly east, I think that's a game. Patriots do get the benefit of home field advantage here, but they are -9 overall to a very talented Buffalo Bills team. This is going to be far from easy. For some reason, I'm just expecting a Patriots upset. See if that happens. They do have the lead. No matter what, it's not going to be a shutout. Bills take the lead. Patriots grab it right back. It's 17-10. Patriots 17-13. Now 20-13 into the second half. Patriots still holding the lead. 27-13. Buffalo's got to put their foot on the gas pedal a little bit here. Still down by a touchdown. Final 2 minutes to play. The Patriots extend it to a 10-point lead. Buffalo Bills stonewalled. Allen sacked for a 9-yard loss. And they are in a position where they absolutely have to go for it. Will the Bills season and tournament end here? And the Buffalo Bills have been eliminated. And the reason why this could be so huge for the Patriots and what could be a dynasty reestablished is I think they're going to get Josh Allen right now. The Bills' highest rated player, because of the upgrades, is now Josh Allen. And sorry, again, Bills fans, look away. He's going to the Patriots. What a twist. That is unbelievable. Yes, to make things even sweeter for the Patriots, because they won, their quarterback gets a +2 upgrade. And their new quarterback is Josh Allen. He's up to a 99 overall. I mean, that is an all-time crazy sequence. And because now the Buffalo Bills are eliminated, if the Patriots get pretty much any direction here, they're guaranteed free spots. Like, I think if the Patriots somehow manage, I got to figure out what layer that's on. If the Patriots somehow manage, if they go southeast, I'm going to go ahead and give them Rhode Island. If they go northeast, it's obviously one of these, or even north for sure. So as long as they don't go south or southwest, they're in a good spot. Although actually, I think southwest, they have this tip of Massachusetts. We might just give them, I know, weirdly, might give them Rhode Island if they get southwest because of this weird tip. I could see that being controversial because to the southwest is definitely like these, but also like, how are we ever going to get Rhode Island? That exists. Rhode Island is a place. Barely, but it is a place. I don't know. That could be like a, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it type of thing. See who's up next. It's the Carolina Panthers. I think we used them as the example and then haven't seen them the entire rest of the video. And their direction will be to the south. I think that's going to be the Atlanta Falcons. Yep, Panthers, Falcons, get ready. This would be huge for the Falcons to keep building momentum and probably grabbing Brian Burns in the process with a win. However, the Panthers could shut that down all in an instant. They are the higher rated team, 81 overall to the Falcons 76. But when we get into the game, we're going to reset the depth chart. And the Falcons are going to add Tristan Wirfs and Derrick Henry. So that overall could be changing. Falcons on the board first with a field goal. Panthers answer right back before the Falcons grab a touchdown. Panthers really just content with field goals so far, but they get stonewalled and stopped. Falcons up 17-14 now into the third quarter, 20-14 extension. Panthers take the lead, 21-20. Falcons grab it right back, 28-21. Anybody's game here in Atlanta, and the Falcons with a huge score. And that could put things out of reach. Panthers will need a miracle, and they're just going to watch Desmond Ridder knee the ball. Falcons' stretch of good fortune continues. They beat the Panthers. They get a +2 to Desmond Ridder, and I think they steal Brian Burns. And they do. That's a really good player to have for the Falcons. Brian Burns is exactly what the Falcons are lacking, which is a true dominant edge rusher. And as you can see, the Falcons don't have anyone close. Arnold Ebiketie, you hope, can get there, but is certainly far from it right now. The only thing you can say is maybe Brian Burns isn't a good fit for the system in simulation if they want to play him at defensive end. So we'll see what happens with that. Maybe something to monitor, but I still think he's going to be really good. Goodbye, Carolina Panthers. Hello, Atlanta Falcons. Extending their massive territory already. They are the entirety pretty much of the Southeast. How many times can I make that mistake? I mean, and they're taking the Southeast, and they're now stretching it to the Mid-Atlantic. This Falcons team is going to be one to watch out for. Quick map update for you guys. Not much has changed. I feel like we're going through like, okay, let's do the entire Southwest and then the entire Northeast and then the entire South. I feel like we're getting the same kind of regions over and over again. We have not seen the Seattle Seahawks in a minute. There's a lot of territory out there, but we're going back to the boot. They extended a bit into Texas. Going back to the New Orleans Saints. Their direction's going to be to the west. Going to be Saints Cowboys. Now, I mentioned earlier that the Cowboys are going to be the team to beat so far, in my opinion. This is going to be a true test. Cowboys are an 87 overall. But the Saints added Laramie Tunsil. Maybe that's going to shut down Micah Parsons a bit. We'll see. 2nd and 4. Dak going to throw a screen here to Zeke. Not well orchestrated. Saints sniff it out all over it. Going to be 3rd and 9. Zeke loses 4. Switch sides of the field here. Dak back to throw. Obvious pass. Throwing to CD Lamb. Wide open. Matthew big hit. CD holds on to it, though. Dallas moving the ball well. Michael Gallup open underneath, and that's going to be the target. Makes a nice catch right in front of Demario Davis. We are under a minute to play here at AT&T. Dallas working at a great pace. Not going to have a lot of time to answer are the Saints. Touchdown, Noah Brown. Cowboys take the lead, and that's going to put the Saints in a very, very interesting spot because a field goal is only enough to tie. Saints still have 2 timeouts. From their own 43, they have just over 20 seconds. Lob deep and intercepted by Trayvon Diggs. That's the game. Cowboys knocking off a potential upset in the Saints, and Diggs will take it all the way back. Touchdown, Cowboys. Saints are out. You know, not exactly a super unexpected result, but, you know, I am kind of surprised with just how close the Saints kept it. And they definitely could have eliminated the Cowboys. It was close. But we will remove the Saints. Cowboys, I've done it again. Cowboys taking over. And that is a lot of land. Cowboys with, I mean, just a huge acquisition. Might as well call that the Louisiana Purchase. Apologies. Don't hate the player, hate the game. I cannot be held accountable for my dad jokes. It's just going to happen. Laramie Tunsil, by the way, is the new highest rated player in the Saints. And now is headed to the Cowboys. Doing a little bit of moving around here. But it is a nice addition for them, as I think Laramie Tunsil probably starts at right tackle. So, Tyron Smith, Laramie Tunsil, formidable duo. The Cowboys will give it a rip. And Dak Prescott up to a 92. Next team up will finally be the Seattle Seahawks. We haven't seen them in a minute, but we'll see if they can get some free land here. I think they're all but guaranteed, right? Northeast. Can we count that? We can. That's going to be Montana. We'll give them Montana. Huge addition of land for the Seahawks. Geno Smith will get a +2. I'm sure that's going to be greatly appreciated. Some of these teams did come in with an obvious geographical advantage, but I feel like it's played out pretty evenly. We've seen some big upsets. I don't know if anyone would have predicted like the Falcons to take over the Southeast and for the Patriots to be in a really good position to take over the Northeast. The Eagles are out of it. The Jets are out of it. I guess that's fair. But the Bills also out of it. Kind of crazy. But still a lot can happen. I mean, the Commanders and the Ravens, despite touching each other on the map, remain unused. We could see the Giants potentially move into Delaware before even having to play any of these guys. And vice versa. The Commanders could take Delaware and have a big +2 to Carson Wentz, Sam Howell. I don't know. I think Carson Wentz is almost certainly the highest rated quarterback on that team. So that's who we'd be using. And Geno's up to an 84. Hey, the Seahawks could be scary. They could be an upset team. They need a little bit of luck, though. Miami Dolphins, finally. Something's going to happen. This could be huge. You know, you look at the map, and the Dolphins have no territory at all. They might be, you know, a top 2 smallest landmass right now. It's maybe the Ravens, then the Dolphins, then the Commanders. Something really, really close. But that could all change in an instant if they beat the Falcons. That's the only way they can go. As much as I'm sure they want to, and the Dolphins do have an advantage in this game, 85 overall compared to 76. They can't go out into the Caribbean and claim Cuba and the Bahamas and DR or Haiti, right? It's like they have to go north. So we're not even going to bother with the spinning of the compass here. They're going north. They're playing the Falcons. And this could be a huge shifter in the Southeast. Let's see what happens. Dolphins offense is going to be quick strike for sure. They're already up 7-0. But then hasn't really done a whole lot since then. 10-7 Falcons here, and they take the lead before going into the half. 17-10 Falcons. 17-13 now, fourth quarter. Falcons with an 11-point lead. Dolphins not giving up, though, and the Dolphins actually have the football. Go ahead and check them out. Dolphins will need a touchdown and a very important 2-point conversion if they even want to tie this game. Tua with a bunch of fakes here, throws cross body and fires incomplete. 3rd and 10. I think you'd consider punting in this spot, although I'm not sure if they will. I think I'd probably go for it. 4-down territory. You need some yards here. Tua check down complete, and Waddle is just shy of the marker. That's a 2-minute warning. It's 4th and 1. You gotta go here. You gotta go for it. They're gonna leave the offense on the field. Trips right. That's Tyreek Hill at the bottom of your screen. What does Tua have in him? A little bit of magic. He's going to launch deep for Tyreek Hill. Down the field. Touchdown Dolphins. It's a bomb from Tua Tagovailoa. Oh my goodness. A.J. Terrell cooked, and he forced an incompletion. I was wondering why the scoreboard didn't update. Hill didn't hold on to the football. Oh my goodness. They were right in it. They were right back in it. Tyreek dropped the ball. I thought for sure he caught it. And the Falcons score. It's game over. Oh my goodness, they had it. Tyreek dropped it. And you know, that would have been absolutely massive if the Dolphins beat them. But it's even bigger for the Falcons, who have already been accumulating talent. They just got a whole lot more. It's all right, cool. The Dolphins can steal one player from the Falcons. That's great. But the Falcons have already been stealing the top talent. Now they get to add, what, Tyreek Hill? That's going to be big. Their offense is starting to look really good. Dolphins are out of it. We're going to go ahead and give the Falcons that spot. Eliminate the tip. Looks like the Devil's peeing. We got to go ahead and get that out of here. It is Tyreek Hill. Dude, I'm telling you, the Falcons are looking like the team to beat here in the Southeast. It's a huge upgrade at receiver. I mean, it's an unbelievable acquisition. And Desmond Ridder continues to get better. He's going to be up to a 79 overall now. And this is someone who started at a 69 overall. Nice, but also not so nice. He's gotten plus 10 because the Falcons have had 5 new territory acquisitions. And they might not be done yet. You could make an argument that if they go north, they can grab Virginia instead of playing the Chicago, Kentucky Bears. They go west, they're guaranteed a free spot, maybe multiple times. West, west, northwest, that's 3. The Falcons might be in as good of a position as any team is. They've got a great team, and we're finally going to do something with the Baltimore Ravens. We've seen them 0 times in this video, but that changes. Ravens not really super lucky with their position on the map. They get to go north. I think that's the Giants. And it's definitely going to be the Giants. Giants have home field advantage, but the Ravens could pose a tough win for Big Blue. Giants did beat the Ravens already in this season, but it took a huge late game collapse from Baltimore, so we'll see. Ravens are an 88. Giants only a 78, but they do have Lane Johnson, but I don't know. All I can say is it's going to be a really tough game for the Giants to win. That's for sure. Ravens on the board first, 6-0 after multiple field goals, but the Giants take the lead on 1 touchdown and do it again with another. 14-9 Giants. Ravens take the lead going into the locker room, but the Giants actually grab it right back quickly. Excuse me. 24-19 Giants into the fourth quarter. 26-19. 33-19. I think the Giants have done enough, and it's another huge win for the Giants. And they're going to grab a big piece here from Baltimore. Is it Mark Andrews that's going to be the highest rated player on this team? Daniel Jones, Danny Dimes, Vanilla Vic. Unstoppable. Giants just keep on winning. Daniel Jones throws for over 300 yards again. You know, I didn't really even expect the Giants to get past the Eagles. And I know they've only played 2 games. It's early, right? But 2 really, really big wins. And, I mean, it's not going to be Lamar Jackson that the Giants steal. But Mark Andrews, if it's him, would still be a really nice upgrade. Giants extend even more. And their highest rated player is indeed Mark Andrews. I'm sure the Giants will take that upgrade over Daniel Bellinger. I like Daniel Bellinger. He is not even close to as good as Mark Andrews. So, yeah, no question. And alongside the Mark Andrews upgrade, we obviously need to put Daniel Jones up to a 79 overall. So, I mean, he's not quite an 80 yet, but he's getting a lot better. Giants-Patriots could end up being the one to watch. And that'd be fun because it's a multiple-time Super Bowl rematch. And we're finally back to Kansas City. Maybe the biggest territory still on the map. Who knows if that's going to all come crumbling down, or will it grow even more? Survey says Southeast. I'm conflicted. Is Southeast here, right? Or is it playing the Falcons? I think I'm going to give them here. Because if we had South for the Chiefs, right, we'd probably make them go play the Broncos. I think Southeast is just going to be taking Arkansas. Again, maybe controversial, but it has to work into a video. And for that to happen, we got to claim some of these unclaimed states. And especially when it makes sense to do so. We're not going to overthink it too much. Mahomes gets another nice boost as well. But we do have the Washington Commanders. Almost got the Chiefs again. But it's finally time for the Commanders. It was only a matter of time. Have there been any teams on here that we haven't seen yet? I think we've had all of these teams at least once. Finally. The Commanders could get lucky here if they go straight northeast. I think that's going to be Delaware. Washington Commanders get very, very lucky here. They do get Delaware. It is a +2 overall to their quarterback. It's nothing like crazy significant, but it's better than the alternative of north and go play the Giants right now. But obviously, like, west wouldn't have been so bad for them either. And their highest rated quarterback is actually Taylor Heineke. Wentz is tied, but Heineke's up before him. And you know what? He's more fun than Carson Wentz anyway. We helped him out in the noodle arm category a little bit. That department was super low. It was an 83. Now up to an 86. Wow. Now, +3 arm strength could be big. And we are to the Cincinnati Bengals. Been a while since we've done anything with them either. Their direction's going to be north. Yes. Unlucky. Unlucky. We could have split Ohio just straight north to south. Instead, I did it diagonally. So they're playing the Packers. Although, because now the Packers have Justin Jefferson, I think he's their new highest overall player, and he's up for grabs in this game for the Bengals if they win. It'll be interesting to see if Aaron Rodgers and Justin Jefferson are on the same page and put up some incredible numbers, because this is not an easy game to win. The Bengals are obviously quite good, and they are on the board first, 7-0. Packers answer instantly, 7-7. Defense holding up strong, and they score again. Allow another touchdown. It's 14 now, 21-14. Packers into the third quarter, 24-14, 10-point game. Packers knocking on the door again. They burst right through, and again, 38-22 now for the Packers, 41-22, and that's all she wrote. Nearly doubling the Bengals total, and that is a huge result for Green Bay. Do they take Joe Burrow? That's interesting. He's a 95. I don't know if they have anyone that's a 95 overall. Bengals are eliminated. Packers expand downward. And I'm sorry, Cincinnati. It just was not meant to be. Yep, the Bengals' highest overall player is Joe Burrow. He's headed to Green Bay. These are the rules. And unfortunately for Aaron Rodgers, he is just too low of an overall at this point. Joe Burrow is the new starting quarterback for the Packers, and he will get the +2 overall. Ooh, and he gets Brett Favre's 4. I mean, I can't think of anyone who's worn that before. Sometimes I'll say that in videos and be like, oh, what are you, number 4? You don't know Brett Favre? Yeah, dude. I love to do that because I think it's a lot of young people that just don't understand. And I do kind of blur the lines of when I'm joking and when I'm not. But like, obviously, I know, like, Brett Favre, for example, were number 4 for the Packers. And even so, why would I mention it other than that? Just, I'd never mention it except randomly when it happens to be a crazy well-known player. I wonder why that could be. Anyway, bye-bye Bengals. And we spin the wheel again. And it is the Carolina Panthers. They're eliminated. Yeah, I knew one team stayed on that shouldn't have been. Well, we flushed them out. And we are back to the same area. Will the Cleveland Browns have a different fate? Or will Ohio be knocked out completely? Oh, Ohio is done for. It's Northwest. Northwest, of course, is this Green Bay Packers. I would call this what? I don't want to say a dynasty, but it's essentially, it's an empire. It's an empire. Keep in mind, this isn't just an easy win for the Packers with their multiple quarterbacks. TJ Watt is a Brown now. They have Myles Garrett. This could be a tough task for the Packers, even at home. Ooh, Browns actually end their first drive with a touchdown, and they're up 9-0. 12-0 now. The Packers and Joe Burrow cannot find the end zone. Finally, a field goal. The Packers are going to need a huge comeback here, and I'm not sure we're going to see it. Oh, my goodness. The Browns just absolutely blew out the Packers at home. And I don't know. I guess it's because that quarterback, he doesn't take no for an answer, does he? Packers eliminated. Joe Burrow did not come to play. Unlucky. I mean, I didn't. What happened here? How did they not find the end zone even once? Or only once? And that's why you play the games. The Packers empire. Oh, disgusting. The Packers empire comes crumbling down. Yeah, that is certainly not something I saw coming. I think a lot of people can say that about Deshaun Watson and the Browns. But the Packers are officially eliminated. And Justin Jefferson is headed to Cleveland. Traded again. Or claimed again, maybe. And it is done. I think for the ratings boost, we're just going to boost Watson's awareness, which I think could use a big boost in real life anyway. I would say almost criminally unaware. And down to the nitty gritty here. Is that like 10 teams remaining, maybe? We're headed back to Dallas. They control most of the South. although not the southeast. See if they extend that. They're really hoping for east here. Anything else, and it could be a challenge, but they're really hoping for east. And they get south. Can we do that? Yeah, I wouldn't count that. Oh, they're going to be playing, I think, the Broncos. Matchup to their north. Yeah, I think you'd count that as Denver as opposed to Kansas City here. That's interesting. They've actually started Tyron Smith at left guard. Okay. I'm not sure if it's working. They're down 14-0 to the Broncos. 21-7. Yeah, they're on enemy turf here, so it's no guarantee. I think the Broncos play on a grass field. It's a touchdown game, though. Anything can happen. 34-24. Nah, it's out of reach now. Broncos extended it to a 10-point game, and then they extended it even more. Nathaniel Hackett has taken the South, knocking off the Dallas Cowboys. And who are the Broncos going to add from that group? They really could use help on the offensive line, but I think they're getting Micah Parsons. Oh, they're not. It is Zach Martin who's the highest overall. Again, I guess that makes sense. And the Broncos sure could use it. Right guard is not a good position for them. As, yeah, Quinn Miners is a beast and all that, but Zach Martin is a heck of an upgrade. How about a Russell Wilson upgrade on top of all that? He's back up to an 80. Cowboys eliminated. Gonna have to do this in a bunch of different sections. But they are gone. Broncos country. Let's ride. They expand. And they take over this entire border. I mean, the Cowboys had started to get so much space down there. But the Broncos, I mean, Broncos country is going to be most of the U.S. pretty soon. Look at that majestic steed in the middle of Texas. Way it should be. And also, Cowboys being eliminated. Man, I said the world was becoming a better place earlier. I think we might have reached that. Actually, no. The Browns are still around, so we got some work to do. Goodbye, Cowboys. And hello to the Washington Commanders. Okay? Their direction is going to be to the northwest. Is that the Giants? It's going to be close. It is indeed the Giants. All right, let's hope Giants' home field advantage works for them here. This is, again, a potential upset alert. And I guess I'm saying upset alert in the fact that I think the Commanders might have been favored here. They are the higher overall team. They've got a ton of talent. But you got to remember, the Giants brought in Lane Johnson and Mark Andrews to the offense. These could be huge pieces to compete and eventually put the Giants on top. Could happen. I could also see the Commanders' defensive line just dominating. You never know. Commanders up 7-3. Giants take the lead 10-7. Commanders tie it right back up before the Giants take the lead. I mean, they're pretty much scoring every time they have the football. And as I say that, they haven't scored in a minute, but they're right back there. 8-point lead now into the fourth quarter. Another big touchdown and another one. That could be the game, and it is. The Giants' run continues with a 34-12 victory over the Commanders. Daniel Jones, great performance, 3 touchdowns, nearly 275 yards passing. What a day. Bye, Commanders. What happened, New York Giants? Moving on, taking some of this eastern seaboard. There's still some space to expand into. Southwest is free. South is free. Southeast is nothing. Northeast you probably don't want. West, you probably don't want, because I'm going to give them the Browns in that instance. It's not, oh, this little sliver west is West Virginia. It is, but it would be Giants-Browns. Commanders, eliminated. And we are down to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 teams. Unless I counted a team twice. Case 8. And it is the Patriots. They really can only benefit here. They play the Giants, which could be tough. But there's a high probability of them moving into a free space and getting a +2 upgrade to Josh Allen at quarterback. Okay, I kind of forgot about that for a second. Probably not what you want if you're the Giants, and it's going to be Southwest. Oh, it's not the Giants. It's the Browns. Okay, Patriots, Browns. Let's see what happens. Browns with home field advantage. The Patriots could grab a ton of land in the event that they win this game. The Browns could be set up big with a win. Mac Jones will not be their quarterback. It will be Josh Allen. And we'll see what the Browns can do against this potential juggernaut. Every time I go into these games, I have to do a controller select to make sure their depth chart is accurate. And remember, the Browns just got Justin Jefferson. They have TJ Watt. This is a really talented team. Brownies on the board first, 7-0. They got the old school logo in the middle of the field as well. I think they did do that this year. 10-7 Browns, 14-10. Now 21-10 Patriots. Patriots in a great spot and continuing to pour it on here on the road at Cleveland. The Browns not out of it yet. It's a touchdown game effectively. Patriots need a big score, and they did get one. But the Browns right back in it. 50 seconds to go. And I think that should be the game. And it will be. Patriots coming out on top. Josh Allen defeating the Browns. 3-touchdown game. Only 236 yards passing. Completion percentage is looking like Wyoming for rookie Josh Allen. Or second-year Josh Allen. But still got the win. And right now, that's all that matters. Finally, the Browns are eliminated. And the Patriots will claim, a whole lot of land. All of this, all of this, all of this, all of that, this, also this, and that, and all these little spaces in between. Is it time to move the Patriots logo? It might be, but it's still like an awkward spot. I don't know. I think we're just going to leave it for now. They've got this huge tail. I mean, to be honest, that's kind of what's going on with their logo to begin with. Browns are done, and just like that, it got a whole lot harder for the Giants to be able to avoid this Patriots team. But we're finally going back out to the Midwest here and seeing what the Chiefs are up to. Their direction is southeast. Is that a free spot for the Chiefs again? Again, maybe controversial, but I believe it is. I think that's another free spot into Mississippi. I'll be honest, it doesn't really do much for the Chiefs at this point. Patrick Mahomes is as good as he can get, essentially. We will boost him up a little bit, but that is southeast. Falcons and Chiefs is going to happen. Not necessarily, but I mean, it's looking like it's getting there. But I think another east spot is more free space in Alabama if we get the Chiefs again, so I don't know. Falcons really got to be hoping for the draw here and then somehow get west. It's the Chiefs again. Unlucky for the Falcons. Let's see how lucky it is for the Chiefs. It might not be. They could be playing a game here. And they're going west. So they're not into that free space in Alabama. Now, what is west here? I think I would count southwest. I might have done Utah. Could have considered the Broncos territory for sure. I think west is Seattle. I mean, is it west from the logo? Is it west from, this part of their territory? It definitely could be the Broncos here. I don't know. It's like, how do you determine which spot it is? Because their western border, I mean, almost all of their western border, to be fair, is the Broncos. Let's do it. Let's go Broncos Chiefs. Now, the Broncos are only a 77 overall. The Chiefs have not played anybody. They're a 91 overall without even having a team. They've just taken all of these free spaces. Like, if you look at the map here, right, the Chiefs have taken Wyoming. No team plays there. They had already, the Kansas and Missouri thing going on. They took Arkansas. They took Mississippi. They took Iowa. They've just been in a perfect spot. Nebraska, too. They've been in a very fortunate position. But also unlucky in a way because their quarterback is, arguably the best part of their entire team. They didn't really need him to get upgraded too much. Like, that could have worked out better for a team if they had a bad quarterback and a great rest of their team. But we'll see if the Broncos can pull off the upset. You have to think the Chiefs would be favored in this game, and they are up early. But it's only a touchdown game. Now 2 touchdowns going to the locker room. Now 3 touchdowns. Broncos really need to fight back in this one. They're down by 15. It's going to be too much now. 45-20, and that is your final. Broncos country, they had a good ride. But Patrick Mahomes threw for 370 and 5 touchdowns. You weren't going to win. Just wasn't going to happen. Broncos country. Let's die. They're dead. It's over. Bye. It was a good run. You have to admit. They really, they won more games than I thought, which was 1. Hey, that's pretty good. And I guess it's not super surprising to see the Chiefs with all this territory. They were obviously going to be a really tough team to beat going into this thing. But now they have, everything. Just the entire, well, I guess this part of the U.S. isn't even real. They have a pretty good chunk of it here. Chiefs really dominating the flyover states theme here. Hopefully I hooked a few of you with those comments. Zach Martin will be on the move to Kansas City here. The Chiefs' offensive line's pretty good, but getting Zach Martin makes it a whole lot better. All right, we're going to go ahead and do Nick Allegretti here. That is a heck of a picture from Nick Allegretti. He looks like he's in some serious pain. All right, we're going to go ahead and execute the trade. He looks like he wants to be executed. And Patrick Mahomes as a thrower is maxed out, so all we can do is, his running ability at this point. He's still a 99 overall. He's still ridiculous. Broncos eliminated. And then there were 7. We spin the wheel of doom. We land on the Seattle Seahawks. Still some unclaimed territory out there in the West, so they could grab this here. Let's see if they do that. Northeast. Yeah, I think they do, right? Montana? Yeah, they were already into Montana. But they grabbed North Dakota. That's still free space, and that's still a +2 overall to Geno Smith. It was, one of the 2 best things they could have had. Like, maybe South, I would have given them Utah or Oregon. But could have made a good argument that that's the Patriots or the Chiefs. They've got this entire top row. Geno Smith up to an 86. Things are starting to look dangerous for Seattle. Also, look at this. It's like amazing the Bears are still even on this map. They've done one thing the entire game. They've avoided disaster as well. I mean, the Giants don't have a ton of area at this point, but they've had a couple big games. We've seen nothing from the Bears. All they've done is move into vacant Kentucky and stayed alive. Demolition with the Browns and the Packers all around them. The Chiefs have taken over the entire country, basically, and the Bears are just sitting like little roaches through a nuclear disaster, just surviving. We'll see if that comes to an end here shortly. They're on the thing. We just haven't gotten to them. Patriots. This could be it for the Bears, but the Patriots could also expand into unclaimed territory in the Northeast. That's not going to be what happens. Southeast. I think that is unclaimed territory, though. That's Rhode Island. Like I said, this was going to happen, about 2 hours ago. Believe it or not, this has taken a long time. But they got Rhode Island. That's a +2 to Josh Allen for literally nothing. Honestly, shouldn't even count. Oh, and Josh Allen is also a 99 overall already. But he still has some throwing things that can get boosted here. So, still a nice upgrade. Let's see an elimination. Come on. Give me a game. Patriots again. We could still see unclaimed territory. That's boring. Come on, give me a game. North. We're going to count that as New Hampshire. I mean, we had to get it at some point. That's the whole thing. All right. Josh Allen's going to get a slight upgrade, and we're going to go ahead and continue on. Next team. New York Giants. It's going to be close. It's the LA Chargers by a hair. Probably see something here, though. Northwest. That's Oregon, I think, though. Dude, they just don't want to see us have a game here. Just claim all the territory, okay? Sure, the Chargers aren't complaining. Get a +2 to Justin Herbert. He's probably approaching the 99 club. He is. This upgrade's actually going to take him up to a 99 overall. Chargers in a good spot, too. I know we haven't seen them after seeing them relentlessly for hours. But we're going to see Justin Herbert as a 99. Official. Okay, back to the Giants. This could also be unclaimed territory. But there's also certainly a chance that we do see a game finally. I think we get one. Northeast, Giants-Patriots, Super Bowl rematch. Is that what we get? Survey says absolutely. Giants have to go into Foxborough and beat the Patriots. No easy feat. I'll be honest, it's painful to sub in Josh Allen against my favorite team. But it's what had to happen. Here we go. Get on the board first, Giants. It's not going to happen. Oh, no. It's already 10-0. Patriots defense is coming up pretty clutch so far. Giants are going to need a huge second half. That's a good start. Only down by 3. Come on, Giants. They take the lead. Patriots grab it right back. And they extend it. It's 21-27. 27-21. Patriots have the lead. See if the Giants can do the improbable. No timeouts. Oh, they're so done, dude. It's going to take a miracle. It will take a miracle. Play action is bold. Outside quick hitter to Mark Andrews. That's not a catch? Dude, we got to get a review on that. You're telling me this is incomplete? Learn how to play the position, Mark Andrews. Unbelievable. Get your feet down. 4th and 5. That would have been a nice play for the Giants. Get out of bounds, stop the clock. Instead, I think they might be knocked out of the tournament. Quick throw, incomplete. The Giants are done. It was a good run, but this Patriots team was just too tough. You know, it was a good try, but the evil empire expands here. A lot of pain. And the regrettable. Bye-bye, Giants. Or even are they? Nope. Bye-bye. I think it's finally time for a Patriots logo resize, as they have taken over, I would say a significant chunk of real estate here. How are the Bears still in this, man? How are the Bears in it? We are down to the final 6. Let's see it. Atlanta Falcons. It's been a while since we've seen you. Let's see what happens. Northwest for the Atlanta Falcons. What does that mean for us? That's Chicago. That's the Chicago Bears. You're done. Falcons are coming. Dude, I just want the Falcons out of here, or the Bears out of here at this point, because they haven't worked for anything. They're just here. They're along for the ride. The Falcons have been through hell and back, and they've made it to the end. This is the Hunger Games, dude. The Bears have just like chilled up in a tree. The Falcons have been out here murdering, doing whatever it takes to survive. The Bears are just like, we're hanging out. And now they have home field advantage. This is crazy. You know what the worst part is? I think they're probably going to win. It's just what happens. The Falcons are up 14-0, 21-0. Okay, never mind. It's over. Oh, it's a murder. It's 35-0. Bears can't even get a field goal. They've gotten close. They can't even get any points. It's 49-0. I feel like I'm watching Texas versus Oklahoma. All right, they're on the board. 56-7 is your final. Holy cow. I don't know if the Falcons scored 56 points the entire year. Also, admittedly, I have no idea who the Bears' highest overall player is. Maybe Jalen Johnson? Eddie Jackson, maybe? It is Eddie Jackson. He is hurt, though. I don't think there's any way to remove the hurt designation. Oh, actually, I think, because I saw it with Tannehill earlier. I think if you just auto-reorder the depth chart, they just play anyways. Where are we going here? Atlanta? I mean, it's not the best ad in the world, but it's an upgrade. Can't trade him. Okay, so he's eliminated. Well, I guess they get David Montgomery then. That's not somebody that they need at all. But what will be nice for them is the upgrade to Desmond Ridder. Desmond Ridder all the way up to an 81. Desmond Ridder has put together a pretty good run here with the Falcons. They've crushed some teams. I mean, he's playing well, surely. Also, call me crazy, but I have a theory that having Derrick Henry has helped them. That'd be my theory. I mean, the Bears had a good Hunger Games run, but as we kind of talked about earlier, the Falcons climbed the tree and viciously murdered the Bears. I mean, it was bad. It was personal, dude. 56-7. They didn't let him score for the entire game and then said, here, you know what? Here's 7 points. It's like the Falcons stabbed the body of the Bears a billion times and then dropped a grape in its mouth. Like, I don't know. Here's the updated zoomed out map. I'm kind of rooting for the Falcons and their ruthlessness. I kind of appreciate it. And they got a lot of space. If we get north, east, or north, I'm giving them a space there. See what happens. Bye-bye, Bears. We're down to 5. The home stretch. Kansas City Chiefs. Direction. Northwest. Finally, Seattle? Should be. Yep, I think that is going to be Seattle. Not going to give them Utah. Which I guess it doesn't really even matter at this point because Patrick Mahomes is max overall. Have the Seahawks played anybody? They're 79 overall. I know we know how good the Chiefs are, so it's not even worth mentioning. I mean, no, I don't think they've played anybody. No, they've just claimed unclaimed territory. For that reason, I kind of don't want them to win, but also Genomania, the Human Geno Project. He's got ice in his veins and dog in his DNA. I don't know. Human Geno Project. I've made the joke before on Twitter. And you guys on YouTube didn't get to appreciate it. Although I put no effort into that delivery. Chiefs are up 6-0 early. Now 13-0. The Seahawks need a touchdown. Is the Chiefs' defense really all that good? Oh, it's another murder. It's another, like, Falcons climb the tree situation and murder the Bears. This is hard to watch. 33-7 is your final. Mahomes will get another upgrade, I guess. And, what do you even steal from Seattle? DK Metcalf, maybe? That'd be kind of sick for the Chiefs. Ooh, it's Tyler Lockett who's the highest overall player. Well, it's also not a bad fit for the Chiefs. They could use a player like that. And Lockett is the new highest overall receiver on this team. I mean, it's getting to be unfair. Seahawks, I mean, you had a good run. You didn't beat anybody, but you stayed around. And there's something to be said about that. Congratulations. But they are officially eliminated. Sorry, Gino. Almost had it. Seattle, done and dusted. 4 teams left. The Chargers, the Chiefs, the Falcons, and the Patriots. And we draw New England. Their direction is east. I mean, I'm going to give Josh Allen another slight boost, and they're going to take Maine. I think that makes sense on the map anyway. Got to claim some of this unclaimed land. I mean, we still have West Virginia, still have Virginia, still have Utah, and still have Alabama. Although understandable why nobody would want some of these. Utah, Alabama, West Virginia. Sheesh. I mean, is this so different from real life? The Chiefs just controlling the NFL? I don't know. Ooh, is it back to the Falcons? It is. Do the Falcons continue their murder streak? Let's see. Sorry if that was cut off a little bit. Their direction is southwest. I think that's perfect for them. Yep, southwest for the Falcons gives them Alabama. They probably, already have in real life anyway for the NFL fans. Maybe there are some Titans fans in Alabama. See how close in proximity it is. But yeah, Falcons continuing their stretch here. Desmond Ridder up to an 83. He's getting good. Okay, still the final 4. Falcons again. I think we're going to see a game this time, though. Not for sure, but maybe. Either direction it is. Bang. To the northwest. I mean, northwest. I think it's Kansas City. Like, it could be the Patriots. But I think, I don't know, maybe I'm too much stock in a West. I don't know. That's tough. Is this going to be controversial? I just think if you dragged, even from the middle here, northwest, you go through the Chiefs at some point. So the Patriots shape is so odd that this is a little bit unlucky for the Falcons maybe, but you're going to have to go into Arrowhead. I guess it's not a foregone conclusion as Tyreek Hill returns to Kansas City. It's not a foregone conclusion that the Chiefs will win, but I mean, it's an uphill battle here for the Falcons, no doubt. The odds are not good here. They're not good here for the Falcons. We will see what happens. Chiefs on the board first, but only a field goal. Falcons have taken the lead 7-3. 10-7, Chiefs grab it. Falcons grab it right back. Chiefs take it right back. It is a slugfest in Kansas City. Falcons up by 8. 35-20 now, but the Chiefs are not giving up. 42-27. This is a very, very close back and forth game, but the Falcons bang home another touchdown. Oh my goodness. Chiefs going to need to do something really quickly. This is a good drive down the field, though. It is an 8-point game. The Chiefs are going to need to make a stop, and they're not. I mean, there you go. You maybe got one. Oh, Ritter's kneeling. I don't know if that's the right call. I guess you take a long field goal here. That kind of feels a little bit bizarre. Yeah, some time's going to tick off the clock. The Chiefs don't have a timeout. We'll have to see what happens here. It's an 8-point game. The Falcons are on the verge of pulling off an unbelievable upset. And that's the game. The clock is like weird, I guess. That's the game. Desmond Ridder outduels Patrick Mahomes, who threw an interception. Ridder had fewer completions, albeit on fewer attempts, for more yards, more touchdowns, a better QB rating. The Falcons are not to be trifled with. This is unbelievable. And Patrick Mahomes is an Atlanta Falcon. I mean, those are the rules. I mean, yeah, maybe you want to stick with Ridder Mania here. Travis Kelce is a 99 overall. But I think you got to take Patrick Mahomes. I mean, do I go with Ritter Mania and take Travis Kelce? Kyle Pitts is injured, even though he's probably playing anyway. You know what? I'm going to do it. And I know this is bizarre because you take the highest rated player. They're both 99 overall. Desmond Ritter just outdueled Patrick Mahomes, and Ritter was on the road at Arrowhead. I know it's a crazy thing to do. How do you not take Patrick Mahomes? I get it. I would take Patrick Mahomes here every single time. For the sake of the storyline, Ritter stays the quarterback, and they bring in a huge weapon in Travis Kelce. And no longer is Anthony Ferkser going for 100. They got Travis Kelce. This is unbelievable. Now, Desmond Ritter is up to an 85 overall, but that is not even important right now. I know I'm going to get flamed for not taking Mahomes. Listen, welcome to YouTube, dude. It's the storyline, and it is an unbelievable, improbable Falcons upset. Look how big the Chiefs are, dude. But they're gone. Eliminated. The Falcons, man, I mean, it's insanity. The Falcons here have taken complete control over the Mississippi River. I know there's some that extends a little bit to the north, but it's Falcons territory, man. This is insane. I would never have predicted the Falcons to control the entirety of the U.S. pretty much. But here we are, 3 teams left. This is nuts. How'd the Falcons do it, man? They're relentless. 3 teams, Chargers, Falcons, Patriots, and we get the Falcons again. Direction is southwest. We're going to give the Falcons the benefit with this incredible run of just having Utah as the southwest. Yeah, you could obviously make an argument that they should be playing the Chargers right now. But this is definitely to the southwest as well. And we're going to reward them for being, again, like, killers. Romania to an 87. Chargers up now. We're getting a game. Chargers-Falcons. Without question, that's what's happening. The Chargers can only go one way. The Chargers are going into Atlanta, which is now the everything. This is all Atlanta. Right here. I know you guys are thinking this is Seattle, Washington. Or as I joked in my realigning the divisions, Seattle, California, when I called the NFC California division, you'd be shocked the number of people that thought I was serious. But yeah, this is now Atlanta up here, and that's where the game's going to be held. Atlanta, Washington. You know what's funny is I could actually do that. I could put it at the Seahawks Stadium. Now they're going to go to Georgia, and who knows, the Chargers may have a tough time here. This was like kind of the empire of the beginning of the video. Kind of a cool concept in that way. You know, you had the Roman Empire, the Greek Empire, and the Ottoman Empire. And some of them, you know, do run at the same time historically. But some of them also end as the other one rises. And we kind of saw the Chargers rise. You know, we saw the rise of a number of these. And, you know, finally, the Falcons seem unbeatable. They have basically the entire United States. And the Chargers here, you know, are trying to prove that they can be those guys. Although, are they even really the underdog at this point as the Chargers take a 7-0 lead? Falcons answer right back. The Chargers, they've got a great team, great defensive players. The Falcons have Tyreek Hill, Derrick Henry, and Travis Kelce. Although the Chargers are stomping the Atlanta Falcons. Oh my goodness. The underdog run finally comes to an end. It's 51-14, no mercy. The Falcons ran into a brick wall. It was a great underdog story, but Justin Herbert just smashed the Falcons. 426 and 3 touchdowns. Yeah, that'll happen. You know, what a great story for the Falcons here, but all good things must come to an end. And it seems like whoever has the biggest section is just doomed to give it all up. The Chiefs had it, gave it up. The Falcons take over, immediately lose it. I guess it's just one of those tough things, man. Everyone's gunning for you when you're at the top. And the Chargers have officially reached the top. Goodbye, Atlanta Falcons. You made a great run. Oh, nope, that's not going to stay. That's the bunker. Okay, is that too? Don't look into that reference. Chargers have taken over. And no matter what here, we're getting Chargers Patriots. This decides home field advantage, and the Chargers have to go into Foxborough to play the Patriots. There are still 2 unclaimed states, Virginia and its younger shitty brother, West Virginia. But that's going to be the way it is. Although, before I forget, the Chargers need the Falcons' highest rated player, and that is Travis Kelce. Oh, this offense is ridiculous. Chargers already have a supermaxed Justin Herbert, Eckler, cool. Receivers, Devontae Adams, DeAndre Hopkins, Keenan Allen, Mike Williams. Tight end was only Gerald Everett and the great Donald Parham, Trey McKitty. But they've got Travis Kelce now. This is nuts. Who will take over? I've been recording this for 8 hours. Patriots, Chargers. It all comes down to this. I will say also, surprisingly few technical difficulties for such a long recorded video. I did have a mistake, but that happens every so often. Patriots are up 10-7. Chargers take the lead, 21-10 going to the half. Patriots going to need to start scoring a little bit. That's a good start, 21-18. Now into the fourth quarter, it is 21-all. 2 very even teams going head to head. 24-21. Chargers with the football. Why are they red? I don't know. Either way, Patriots need a big stop. 3rd and 2. I'm not sure they're going to get it. Chargers just keep moving the ball at will. And they end up scoring a touchdown to DeAndre Hopkins. I mean, the Patriots, they just couldn't make stops when they needed to. Like, you score 21 points, you're probably not enough to win on most days. It's close. Sometimes it can. I think the league average for points is somewhere about 22. So, sometimes that's good enough to win. Sometimes it's not. But when the Chargers come out and score 30, going to give you a win a lot of the time. Chargers actually going to try a field goal here. Dicker, the kicker. Or it's an extra point, excuse me. I thought they got the football back somehow. I was looking up points per game. So in 2022, the 22 points per game estimate was actually pretty good. Teams are scoring 21.9 points per game. So what a line. What a line. Now in 2021, it was 23 points per game. In 2020, it was 24.8 points per game. It's kind of bizarre. The NFL makes so many of these rules where it makes playing defense impossible, yet these defensive players and coaches rise to the occasion, and despite these ridiculous roughing the passer calls and, pass interference, it has been wishy-washy over the years, but the defenses continue to step up and, shut down these high-powered offenses. It's just too little too late here for the Patriots. There's just no way they can come back. It was a good try. Admittedly, it was a really close game. They just couldn't make stops when they needed to. And the Chargers are now champions of the United States. Herbert goes for 383 and 4 touchdowns. And Josh Allen, despite being 99 overall everything, just really couldn't put it together with these receivers. And it's, I think, partly because his best receiver is Jacoby Myers, whereas Justin Herbert gets DeAndre Hopkins and Travis Kelce and Devontae Adams. And the 4th best option maybe is Keenan Allen. I mean, you could get to the 5th best option on the Chargers before you get to the best option on the Patriots. And that is all she wrote. In a move shocking to everyone, the Chargers did not charger. They win it all. They take over the U.S. It's official. The Patriots are knocked out. And somehow, again, unbelievably so, because we know the Chargers love to charger. But they don't get it done. Despite their best effort at times, early on in this video, the Chargers could not charger, and they end up winning it all. I mean, the irony is actually unbelievable. Please hit that subscribe button if you're not subscribed already. It would help out a lot. Please check out the description, because this video would not be possible without the guys that helped me with it, or